The science behind Neville Goddard and Abdullah's teachings. Neville Goddard was an author, speaker, teacher, and mystic who lived during the period of 1905 to 1972. The fundamental basis of his teachings rest upon a psychological interpretation of the Bible, which was first given to him by his teacher, an Ethiopian rabbi named Abdullah. The base principle of Neville's teaching is that all things are God, and that God is man's own wonderful human imagination. This may sound strange to those not familiar with the theory. However, God being within the mind has been coded into every major religion in the world and taught to us by every advanced civilization in history. Just as we see with an example here at Michelangelo painting the Sistine Chapel. In this picture, God is being portrayed as being within the human brain. For more information on this, watch our video, Mind Creates Reality, the evidence from all around the world. Neville has hundreds of thousands of testimonials from fans, followers, and some have changed into teachers themselves. Neville has also influenced many of today's New Age teachers, including Bob Proctor of the famous Law of Attraction book, The Secret, and Wayne Dyer, who sold over 100 million books during his lifetime, plus the late great Reverend Ike, whose prosperity preachings inspired millions through his TV shows and books. Before we look at the science behind the law, we must first ask, what is the law? Neville's law is that imagination creates reality. However, he also refers to this as consciousness creates reality. So what does Neville mean when he says imagination or consciousness from a scientific perspective? In one of Neville's talks, he states, "Some like to call it mind, but I prefer the word imagination." If we look within any dictionary, we see that the definition of the word mind is consciousness, imagination, and perception. In line with Neville's teachings, many scientists have already drawn the conclusion that consciousness creates reality. For an example, Professor, author, scholar, and scientist Robert Lanza, MD, is quoted as stating that the universe only exists because of an individual's consciousness of it. Also in line with Neville's teachings, Professor Lanza also says, space and time are simply tools of the mind. But let's look for some hard evidence of God or imagination within us creating reality. To do this, we must first ask, what description have we been given of imagination or consciousness within us creating reality? In Neville's lecture, 10th of the 9th, 1967, he says, God is light. He then quotes from the Gospel of John, one of the books of the New Testament. This is the message we have received from him and proclaim to you, that God is light, and in him there is no darkness at all. Neville then goes on to say, is this a figure of speech or a literal fact? I am telling you from experience that it is a literal fact. So we now have a clear visual description of what we are looking for when addressing imagination in man. We are looking for light. What is light? Scientifically, light or visible light is electromagnetic radiation. The portion of light that we can see with our naked eye is less than 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum. However, Neville knows the light through vision, which is a mental experience, not visual with the eyes of the body. To back up Neville and the Bible's claim scientifically, we must first look for where science teaches us that we have light within us. Biophotons are particles of light that exist within every human. The word bio comes from the Greek meaning body, and photon is a scientific word for light particles. Biophotons were first discovered in 1923 by Russian medical scientist Professor Alexander G. Gurvich. In 1974, German biophysicist Fritz Albert Popp proved the existence of biophotons. There are also many photographs of our biophotons or biofield, light field, and these have been captured since the year 1939. Firstly, by the Russian electrician and inventor Semyon Kurlin. Using this technique, Kurlin was able to capture images of the force field that surrounds all objects. From this, it is certain that Kurlin's photography were capturing an element of the omnipotent electromagnetic light energy that is in and around everything. Also, in 1939, Yale biologist Harold Saxon Burr and his colleague F.S.C. Northrop proposed an electrodynamic field underlying life. Northrop and Burr then argued that the electric field that they had discovered is the organizer of all human cells, as in it decides which cells live and which cells die. This seems to be an ample description of the light that Neville calls the God of Scripture, as it is organising all of our cells and growing our bodies. It also decides which cells live and which cells die. So we have confirmed scientifically that we have light within us through biophotons and our electromagnetic biofield. As Neville says that imagination is everything and everything is imagination, we must not only find light within ourselves, but everything in the world must also be this light. Albert Einstein's friend and confidant, Princeton scientist David Bohm, is hailed as one of the most significant theoretical physicists of the 20th century. And according to David Bohm, the universe consists of frozen light. So we have now discovered scientifically that not only are we the light, but our whole world is the light, just as we found in the Bible. Not only is this the claim of Neville and the Bible, but this theory of us being the light and the world being light is coded into every single religion in the world. For more information on this, you can now get the One Mind Coaching Transformational ebook for free. Please like, share and subscribe, as this will help me to make more available content that helps the world. How to get the One Transformational Mind Coaching book for free. This book answers all of the questions that have plagued humanity since the beginning of time, including: why am I here? Is there a God? Why can't I get what I want in life? Why do I feel bad? How can I change my life and relationships? And how and why can we live in a world filled with such injustices? This book has collated all of the world's information into one. It is filled with extraordinary discoveries and power-ups. These power-ups are mental exercises that you can practice and develop your own mental abilities to create in the world. The usual price of this book after the launch will be $19.99, but you can get it for free if you download on the exact day of the launch. To get notified about the exact launch day and receive free excerpts from the book prior to the release, join our Facebook group, One Book for Free, or send a WhatsApp message stating free book to +44 75 33 971 279 to be added to the WhatsApp group.